G'day everyone, Leigh Martinuzzi here from Martinuzzi Property Group with another weekly real estate market update. Hope you've had a fantastic week. It's been an exciting week here in real estate in our local area. Lots of activity happening, which is what we expected after that previous week's lockdown. Last week, we saw a lot of buyer inquiries coming through and lots of properties going under contract. And that's properties going under offer off market, but those ones that have come online as well, going under offer very quickly as to be expected. Now, realestate.com has shown some figures here in Queensland, and last week we did actually see a spike in the buyer interest, but there's still very much a limited amount of properties to keep up with that growing demand. Now, it's not the case across Australia. We've actually seen a growing market in Sydney. Last week, they showed another 0.4% climb in property prices, which is just phenomenal because they're in their 7th or 8th week of lockdown. You would think things would slow down a bit. But for those sellers in Sydney who are still choosing to sell their property, they are getting some good prices. There will be a lag effect, and there's a lot of property sellers in those states now that are in full lockdown, choosing not to put their properties on the market. So until those restrictions are eased, we will see a declining amount of properties coming to the market, and that will have a flow-on effect to every market in Australia. I'm pretty positive about that. We have seen the prices improved, but the buyer demand to properties available is strengthening. And at the moment, there's a new listing to sales ratio of 1.4 across Australia. So what that means is that for a given period of time, the number of properties that sold compared to the number of new listings that were listed in the same period is at 1.4. So in the 3 months to July, CoreLogic has reported 171,000 sales across the nation. And at the same time, only 121,000 were listed for sale. So there's more property sales happening than those properties coming onto the market. And I expect this will increase over the next few months with the continuation of the lockdowns. Now, it's not the same for each state and each market. It's all different. For example, in Adelaide, the ratio sits around 2. And I believe up in Darwin, it's closer to 1. And when you see that ratio being more balanced at around 1, that means the buyer demand compared to amount of properties advertised for sale is on a level playing field. And according to Michael Yardney, for the last decade, we've actually seen it sitting at about 0.9. So that means that for every properties listed for sale, there's just under 1 being sold. So interesting statistic, but what we know here in our local market is there is a lot of activity. We've seen a number of properties coming to the market this week or last week. We just had a beautiful property here on the main drag in Palmwoods, multiple offers over the weekend, and now is under contract. We've had another one that we took to auction, didn't sell at auction. However, we got it under contract pretty much right after. We had another one in the Old Orchard estate, beautiful property, lovely buyer, just perfect for what she was after. So she made a strong offer and secured that property for herself as well. So lots of activity happening in the local area. I've also had a haircut, which is looking pretty good. Guys, if there's anything we can help you with, please give me a call. Would love to. Cheers.